Introduce yourself, who you help, and how you help them.
Hi, my name is Sarah Regina. I help women who want to make an impact, who want to, deliver whatever it is to their desires to the world. So I help them by doing done for you marketing services, as well as coaching them on how to do it themselves if they're beginners.
So, how did you get into doing that?
Okay, very interesting story. I
Yeah,
first started out in direct sales. And I had no clue how to do it on Facebook because I didn't have a car. So I had to go and researched how to do social media. Then I went back to school and got an associate's in marketing. So it's been an adventure over the past 7 years, but I love it.
yeah, a lot of different things. Would you say you're more introverted or more extroverted, and how does that affect the way that you network?
Okay. I can be introverted and I can be extroverted. And it affects the way I network very hard because the days that I'm not, you know, like this are the days I have a harder time getting on meetings and meeting people, plus health problems. So it it makes it difficult when I'm like that. You know what I mean? But when I'm, extroverted, I get on, I get doing what I got to do. In fact, I enjoy meeting people and networking. It's not that I don't, but I feel as the introverted person that sometimes it's just is too much for the introverted person, meeting new people and all that stuff. So I had to limit how many meetings I have a week.
Yeah, makes sense. Do you prefer networking in groups or having more one-to-one types of conversations?
One to one conversations because I like getting to know people. For me, networking isn't just about, pitching. It's about getting to know the person genuinely and genuinely trying to give them some value.
Yeah, it's definitely not just about pitching because a lot of it is collaborations and things like that as well. Would you say getting comfortable being uncomfortable is part of the entrepreneur skill set?
Um, yes, for both. Because you have to be comfortable and confident when you do interviews and, go up on lives and, all that great stuff where you're putting yourself out there. And you also have to be uncomfortable when you're putting yourself out there because then you'll do a better job at putting yourself out there, giving the value, giving the personality that you have. I think so many people forget because I had for a long time to actually put themselves and their personality into it, and it comes off dry when you don't.
Yeah, way too much copy paste marketing out there, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Did you invest in upgrading your networking skill set?
I have invested. I went through a group um that showed me how to do it in a better way that it's not so yuck. I call it yuck when you're doing networking and you're not trying to get value, both aren't trying to get value to each other, etc. So I went through a like it was a 6 week course. And then I've also been in some networking groups that teach you how to network. That way you're not coming in and doing the yuck thing.
Yeah, I found those super helpful as well because a lot of times people come in there, they're new to networking, They forget things like, oh, book a coffee chat afterwards, or here are certain questions that you could ask that would be helpful to see um, what kind of collaborations you could do or to get to know the person better. So I like when you go to a networking meeting and they give you a few tips to get you started. Of
Hmm.
course, no matter how expert you are at it, nobody knows everything about networking. So that's why I've gone in quite a few different places.
Um, that's great because a lot of people don't go into different places. Um, they stay stuck in their circles, and that means they can't expand their network. And that's what networking is all about, is expanding.
Yeah, sorry my cat was throwing up.
That's okay. I have cats in here, so
All right. Did you make some unaligned connections that you invested more time in? Because I know sometimes people put a lot of energy into making certain relationships work and then they don't turn out. So has like that been a thing for you or not really?
I have invested and had some things go wrong. Some was due to my health, you know what I mean? Like it impeded what the collaboration needed to be. Some of it is just the energy and synergy just wasn't there, even though we wanted to do it. Um, but I think even though we've invested in maybe not the thing that we wanted to come out of it, but there's something that came out of it, like a lesson learned, a new friend. There's other things besides the business aspect too that networking has.
Yeah, sometimes I found it's just having those new ideas or seeing something from a different perspective, even if I don't end up moving the relationship, to a deeper level. I got some insights into how I'm perceived by somebody else or how they see the world differently. And that's like super eye opening.
It is.
What are your thoughts on tapping into your intuition when networking?
Okay, I think you should. I think you should tap into your intuition for everything in your business. I mean, even personal life, because I know a lot of times when I didn't go and follow my intuition, it turned out like disaster wise. So I think, if you're following your intuition, it's your gut, it's telling you things. And a lot of times we try to ignore it because it's out of our comfort zone. And that's again back to the comfort zone question. Your intuition has a lot to do with it, stepping out of your comfort zone. Like, so if you think somebody isn't good for you and your business, maybe just slide away, maybe not, be mean, but slide away from the relationship.
Yeah, I found that too with intuition is for me, sometimes my intuition is telling me to step out of my comfort zone. And then I've been ignoring it. And then I'm like, I should have listened sooner and I would be further along.
Exactly.
So it can sometimes be like the not wanting to get out of your comfort zone, but your intuition is telling you that's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
So, do you have any closing remarks? Things you want to
Um, I want to say networking is also like marketing yourself. So go in with a positive attitude, go in with a smile. Um, be ready to give some type of value to the person, whether it's a collaboration, whether it's just a tip. A lot of times I've gone into meetings and it not necessarily work out this way, but I've left them with a tip that they find very helpful. So, networking is about more than just your sales pitch. I know I said that earlier, but it really is.
I would agree with that. And in fact, like people say, like, don't get on these networking meetings and expect that you're going to like just pitch to all these people and they're going to be perfect fit clients for your business. In fact, you might go to a networking meeting and nobody really fits your client avatar, but they might know people. They might have a bunch of people like that in their audience. And that's really where the building of that relationship comes in, because then you can get in front of their audience and show them your thing, and
Right.
they can do the same with you. So it's creating those deeper relationships, or they might be able to refer you to somebody.
And sometimes you can do a collab where their their coaching clients or clients would be a good fit for you as well. And you can make it a collab. And I think that's awesome when that happens because the synergy is definitely there.
Anything else?
Um, I would love to get on networking calls with people and get to know you, see how we can help each other. Because really we need to help each other in our businesses. Um, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out on Facebook, Sarah Regina. My Facebook business page is Sarah Regina Coaching. So either page you can reach out to me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.